You're not going to find this anywhere else. We're jailbreaking these apps, so these results aren't typical, but SlideJoy, 8 a month, Honeygain, 18 a month, Mobile Express, 10 a month, Phone Paycheck, 5 a month, and these two that pay you yearly. All in all, that's $53 per month, just because we're stacking these apps. On top of that, and totally up to you, but if you stick around until the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a website you can use to make even more money with this technique. There are two ways to do this, and there are, I guess, two different categories. First, do you remember those extreme couponing shows where people would walk out of grocery stores with 6,000 Dawn soap stocked their storage for World War III and get paid by the grocery store to do it? Well, it is 2020. There are apps that you can use to basically automate that full process of getting stuff for free at your local stores and online. But on top of that, there are also apps that just pay you, right? They pay you to use them in the background. And there are now ways where you could integrate all of those apps that pay you to leave them on in the background to double, triple, quadruple the money that you make. But let's just get right into it. But before we get ahead of ourselves here, if you would like to make a full-time income from your couch and you're interested in videos about making money on the internet and building an online business, consider clicking the subscribe button below and turning on notifications. First and foremost, let's go over these shopping stacks where you can go in and essentially automate that whole cutting out coupons, all that stuff, and literally get paid hundreds of dollars to shop online or in person. The first app is Drop. Earnwithdrop.com is the name of the app. It's rewards program, so you get cash back. It's not limited to one certain thing, right? So if you take Uber, even Expedia, traveling, food, Uber Eats, Postmates, Amazon, like if you buy stuff on Amazon, then this is perfect. Now, on its own, apps like Drop are great. They can save you quite a bit of money, but there are ways to stack these apps. So Drop, that's the first one. In the video description, there is a Google Doc with a list of all of these apps. There's a lot of them where you get bonuses, so like you can get a free $5 when you sign up with my referral link for certain of these apps. So if you'd like to check those out, otherwise you can just head to the actual URL you see on the video. But if you'd like to get those sign up bonuses, Google Doc link is in the description. Drop. Early Drop is the first one. You're getting paid for rewards, or you're getting paid cash back. Dosh. Similar, you earn cash back on buying different things. As you see here, there's a huge variety. And to really briefly explain, these apps are really simple. You can allow push notifications so that anytime, let's say you're shopping in Target and you go to purchase something and you didn't realize it, but this item has a huge cash back for $5. The item itself is $6. It will send you a notification when you get into the store letting you know of all the different offers, different deals. And then when you start stacking these, that's when stuff really adds up. And then I don't know how to pronounce this, PEI, you can actually get Bitcoin or cash. Not sure about you, but I really like that the apps that do pay out in Bitcoin, because I can just save that. I can throw a few $100s to the side and think, in a few years, who knows where that will be. Obviously, I'm not going to be a millionaire from a few $100s, but it has the potential to be quite a bit more than a few $100s. And just like the other apps, there are a ton of stores that this works with. And that's the stack, right? Use PEI, Dosh, and Drop. Not every app is stackable. There are a ton of these rewards apps. Get Upside, Ebates, CoinOut. There are a ton of them. And I recommend a lot of them, but they conflict. These three are recommended on Reddit as the best stack to use for the most money back. Now let's get into these passive apps that you can use to stack and make more money. Oh, and I know somebody's going to say something about this. So just by jailbreak, all I mean is that we're basically hacking the way the framework this is laid out, right? Because we are using more than one application. So we're just layering these to make the most amount of money. Okay, now on to the more passive money-making apps. And this is really where this stack/jailbreak comes into effect. So Honeygain. This website pays you to keep this on in your background, all it's doing is paying you to use the idle time that you're not. So let's say, for example, to me, honestly, I use a lot of data, a lot. So for my usage, honestly, it'd be a bit more than this. I would say closer to 20, 30 a month, just because of the amount of work I do each day online. But let's say on average, right, you're making $15 a month with Honeygain. So that one's squared out. Let's go to Nielsen now. I think that one's here. Nielsen, on average, they do pay you yearly, but that's broken into monthly. So $48 per year from Nielsen. And all they're doing is tracking your internet usage. It's up to you. I mean, the tinfoil hat type is going to get all paranoid here, and I understand. Like, it's always good to have that kind of trepidation. Sorry for the $5 word, but you're already getting your data sold off by Google and Facebook. Might as well get paid for it. So that's one of them. You're going to pay for them to be able to model your advertising data just on your browser. You can go ahead and check out the terms of service on all these before you go ahead and make the jump. I encourage you, actually. SlideJoy. This is an app itself that pays you just to run ads to your lock screen. I'm not like a huge fan of these kind of apps, but if you're fine with that, that is an $8 per month just to have these ads pop up on your lock screen. After that, Bing Rewards. So I'm sure you're probably familiar already, but Bing/Microsoft Rewards, you get paid to use Bing as your preferred search engine. It says they advertise on average $85 per year just to use their search engine, so that's also very passive. That one's a little bit more time intensive than any other on this list, but yeah. Next though is Phone Paycheck. They also they advertise, and people on Reddit say they make around 10 to 15 per month, but this is dependent on your usage. So that's why I'm saying $5, because when you're not using your phone, that's when they can use your Wi-Fi or your CPU power. You're not giving them any data. You're literally just allowing them to use your excess CPU power when you're not using it. So for those of you who are using your phone a ton and it's not always idle, that's why I say $5 a month. But yeah, that's on the very low end. Last but not least, Mobile Expression. I've recommended this in the past, but they're also paying you to check and track your internet usage. Again, just like Facebook, just like Google is, you're just getting paid for it. All of these apps are in the Google Doc below. You can check out links to all of them. Like I said, there are sign-up bonuses if you use my referral link, but totally up to you. Now, a lot of these websites, they work, but the problem is that you need to really juggle 10 to 20 of them just to make even like a part-time income. There is one website that I would choose, that I recommend to everyone that I meet that is looking to make money online. There's one that I would choose if I had to start all over again, and I was looking for the fastest way to go from $0 to $10,000 per month. This is the website, and I'm going to be sharing that with you in a second. But before I got to the point of having my own office, being where I am today, working my own hours, I was working a 9 to 5, right? In the Florida heat, like I live in Florida, and I was working in the heat in a Tyvek suit doing manual labor, working with fiberglass. I hated it. Not only was I just like physically hating it, right? Coming home covered in fiberglass dust, but every day, right? Sunday nights were the worst, thinking about waking up. And every day waking up, the repetition, it was just mind-numbing. It went on, and that same thing went on for so long. You know, if I just look back and wish I could just shake myself. It went on for so long until I finally tried to make some money online, right? I wanted to give it a shot. Well, I wound up failing over and over. And I thought really everybody was lying. There's no way that this actually works. I was at my wit's end, and I didn't think this worked. I thought everybody was renting stuff and faked it all. But when I finally met a few of the guys who I consider some of my closest friends today, that is when everything changed. Since then, I wake up when I want, not covered in fiberglass. We live in a condo right on the beach, and I can spend as much time with my family as I want. And again, that changed when I finally started listening to people who had what I wanted. Years ago, though, before this, we were spending an entire year. We were renting a room in a house with 3 other roommates. They're a bit older. They love to drink and smoke quite a bit, which attracted a very shady audience. It just made life difficult, right? All those people there going in my kitchen in the morning, it was just uncomfortable, and obviously like, sleeping normal hours was out. So with that negative experience, before I got to where I am today, we had a conversation. I spoke to my wife and asked her, now that I'm at the point of making this full-time passive income thing, now that I'm here, where would you want to live if you could pick anywhere? And she picked the beach, and that's where we're living now. We went from that tiny apartment to living in a condo that is literally 4 times the size of that full thing just for us. At this point, right where I am today, I can honestly say that I'm in a mindset, and every day has been millions and light years ahead of anywhere where I've ever been in my life, right? I'm at a point where I feel free. I don't feel anxiety like I did. Obviously not every day is just the, sunshine and daisies, but for the most part, when you look at it compared to my previous, it's incredible. I'm living a life where I can literally just grab my laptop, work from wherever I want, whenever I want. And so that's what I want to share with you, right? If you want to learn how to create a full-time passive income online, I know this sounds buzzwordy, but just don't tune it out because of that. Where you can make money literally while you sleep, while you travel, or whatever you want to do, right? Play video games. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, if you would like to do that, check out the link below in the video description. I'll be sharing with you exactly how you can do that. But if you'd like to just stick to the simplicity of it all, feel free, no pressure. Check out my free YouTube videos. Consider clicking that subscribe button below. Like this video if you got any value from it, and let me know in the comments what you thought.